Dark Side of the Mic podcast, episode number 218. My name is James. No Austin today. He's off on a fishing trip. I guess there are other things more important to do than to podcast. But nonetheless, we are here with some top prospects in the building. Chase Keller, director of Top Prospects Athletic Agency. What's up, man?
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, bro. It's been a long week.
Yeah.
A lot going on, but I'm good. I feel every day I'm humbled by something, you know.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
So we're here to talk about, Top Prospect, of course, what they have going on in the community, which is, from what I see, is a good thing, helping out the kiddos, keeping them busy, keeping them off the couch, controller out of the hand, even though, I feel like that's good, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You have anything against video games? Or?
No, I don't at all. Honestly, I think there's studies that were done that were like saying that they help with hand-eye coordination.
Oh, yeah? For real?
Yeah, I think so. And esports, so I played golf with a guy last month, and he was like, God, that makes me sound pretentious, but I played golf with a guy about a month ago, and he goes, my son, he's an older guy, he's about the 70s, he goes, my grandson just got a scholarship to OU for esports. I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, is that a thing now? So, yeah, I mean, I have no problem with it. My whole thing is, I use it in my whole spiel. Like, hey, when you're done working out, working your tail off, video games are going to be more fun. You know?
Yeah. Oh, they definitely can be. But they can, just like anything, can be overly abused.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But we're not here to talk about video games. We're here to talk about, so you guys mainly focus on baseball, correct?
Right now, yeah, that's our focus right now. Our focus is baseball right now. That's how we started with the humble beginnings. Like I said, I came into the podcast. Came into the city like a tumbleweed, kind of a transplant, but not like most. I humble beginnings. I grew up in Martindale, so when I was kind of blown into the town, me and my sons, we had a kind of a tough year, and we ended up here, kind of. Just on a whim, trying to make things happen, and now we're here. And baseball started with the recreational, with Lockhart Little League, and then just kind of transferred into what we're doing now. Yeah.
You grew up playing baseball?
Yeah. Everything. I was definitely why I can relate to so many kids that come to me with that have ADHD or ADD is I think it's because I had it so bad. So like. Football, baseball, basketball, soccer. When I was 6, that was it, right? And then my dad, I think soccer and football ran simultaneously. And my dad was like, "Do you want to play football or soccer?" And I think he kind of coerced me into playing football, But yeah, just everything I get my hands in. And back then it was different, though. You know, now these kids have to freaking start early. It seems like I don't agree with it so much, but like find what you want to do and do it. And I don't like the concept of it. I love the nostalgia of kids being able to play as many sports and whatever's in that season. I think that's important.
Yeah. That's one of the things. I don't know. I've been given the advice too of starting them too early, and then them by the time they get to junior high or high school that they're burned out on a specific sport, so to speak, sometime, 100%. Which I guess it couldn't happen.
100%.
But then the ones that don't, I guess, they get started early where they've been playing since 6 years old or so, tend to be more developed. They get the speed of the game, they get, the routine of the game, how it's played and stuff. Although me, myself, man, I wanted to be in baseball, but my parents, they were the type, I guess they didn't have the money to. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it kind of sucked. But I never got into baseball. I'll watch it once, like around this time, once the playoffs start rolling around.
Yeah.
But when I took my boys out there to go practice with you guys, and I see just, the transfer from the
recreational?
No, like just like from different sports, like how it can translate over, like the different drills and stuff. 100%. You know what I mean, that you do.
Yeah.
And I've never coached or given advice on baseball or anything, and I could see my kiddos out there. They never were into baseball, probably because I wasn't either. Yeah. And so I see them out there swinging and stuff. But I know like the mechanics basically of like how your power is generated, in your legs. The torque gets delivered through your hips, and all of that stuff. Yeah. Kind of like similar, like throwing a hook in boxing,
100%. Yeah, it's a weight distribution.
Yeah. So
lateral movement.
Yeah. So I feel like it all translates, and I feel like it's important whether you're playing football or basketball. Try a little something else.
Dude, my job's easier if you come to me playing other sports. So I agree 100%. So my younger boy, he was burnt out kind of just from. We started really early with Select. I took a team to the Pony World Series, and then from there, I met a great friend of mine who just passed away, Corey Relling, and then he took me into, rest in peace, big guy, doing this for you. But we moved from there into Select baseball really quick, and so he did get burnt out. And now that I've put him back into a lot of other sports, and he's more vocal now that he's older. Dad, I want to do this, and Dad, I want to do that. And so, yeah, I think it's huge. There's a lot of sports that use a lot of different muscles. Mm-hmm. The more muscles you can use to be, and it's crazy, right? So, like a lot of these guys and a lot of these young athletes, you can take them to practice, but if I could figure out how to turn on whatever switch they flip when they're competing in practice, I'd be $1 million man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because like in competition, these guys want to beat each other and they'll give it all they got. And in practice, it's mundane and monotonous. It's the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah.
It's meticulous, I guess. And it's kind of just like, there's no competitive side to it. There's no reward. There's no win. So it's tough. So that's kind of what we chase at the end of the day is we're trying to instill this culture right now, like where. Do it for you. You're competing against you. And it's really tough because for the first time ever, coaches are competing against TikTok, right? And I explained this to my buddy the other day. I was like, so think about TikTok. It's crazy, man. So TikTok, every single video, right, usually, right, unless you're flipping through one person's account, has a different creator. And in a day, let's say on average, a kid flips through 65 videos. 65 videos with 65 creators. That's 65 people you're letting into your kid's life, or your athlete's life, or your son, whoever's life, without filtering it at all. Yeah. Right? And so you're like, it just blows my mind. It's almost anxiety provoking.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's kind of crazy because I don't know, getting off topic a little bit, but yeah. I mean, it's just welcome to Dark Side. We don't do that here at all. Yeah. But I mean, you have once you give your child a device, they have access to anybody and anything, and vice versa. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so it is a big responsibility. Yeah. But I mean, are you like a big like social media? Like, are you? From what I see on your accounts and stuff, like you're big on that, like taking video during practice or whatever you may be doing that day and repurposing it, putting a song on it, or whatever the case may be to make it visually satisfying for someone to watch, and then putting it out there. You're big on that, huh?
Yeah, I don't think we have a choice right now, I have been lately more than I had been for like 2 years or so. It felt like there had been a point in my life where, I didn't want the spotlight on me. I was rebuilding, putting my legs underneath me, and trying to create another foundation. Natural disaster happens in more than one way. So when you're rebuilding, you don't want the focus on you. You just want to focus. You don't want anybody kind of looking at you type of thing. I don't have any problem being vulnerable and saying that. So, yeah, in the last 6 months for sure. I also like to show off my guys. They work really hard, and it always kind of feels cool to kind of put the music that's appropriate to how hard my guys are working, and that's kind of fun. I'm a child in that way. Yeah, I hope that never dies, really.
Oh, for sure, man. I have a 12-year-old that plays 7th grade football, and he's a quarterback.
Crushed it, 3 touchdowns the other night.
Yeah, dude, he's averaging like 3 touchdowns.
Bro,
shout out to LJ. He's killing it for the 7th grade.
Big guy.
Yeah, so so I'm there having fun, and I like to mess around with putting effects on stuff. So I'm working on building him a little highlight reel of his season, which I know he's gonna appreciate probably for the rest of his life. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And he'll always be able to go look at it.
Yeah, and hopefully that makes other kids jealous, or they hit me up and they're like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And I'm like, "Cha-ching,
cha-ching." Yeah. Where's wallet at?
Yeah.
I like it though.
But yeah, man. I almost don't even have to ask. Just going out there with you guys for the 7-on-7 flag football, and I was kind of helping out with giving the kids water and stuff like that, and helping them stay ready because man, I see things like hands on the hip or hands crossed like in the huddle, or just like walking along the sidelines, kind of just like, oh man, it's hot out here. And I'm like, dude, come on, man, like get ready, stay on your toes. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's satisfying, man, like helping out the youth. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
like,
my gosh, yeah.
Because I mean, I don't know, man. It's real easy for these kids to make bad decisions or be left wandering the streets or to be babysat by the streets or something. Not saying that about any of the parents.
No, but you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's good, man, to just give the kids something to do.
I agree. Yeah, man. They do more for me than me for them. There's without a doubt. I think energy is infectious. I'm kind of a leech in that way. Where was I at the other day? I was at my buddy's funeral. And kids were playing wiffle ball, and I was talking to four coaches, guys I used to coach with, and I was like, guys, I got up just maybe because I needed it at that time. I was a little down and just going, processing what had happened, and I get up. I'm like, I got to go get some of this energy, right? And I just go and watch these guys play. So yeah, like it's very rewarding, man. Like I can't say that enough. I think that's why if anybody were to think that there's any other reason that I do any of this, you're crazy. Because it's a drug, man. Like being able to see a kid smile, or a kid comes to you first day and he's bashful, and then boom, and then you pull that lion out, bro. And then you see this kid now he's in huddles at 7-on-7 tournaments or in a game in the dugout saying, "Let's go, we ain't done, Bob. We're gonna battle back." And I think, to me, just helping people be the best versions of themselves, nonetheless kids. Oh my God, yeah. What? That's hope. That's hope, and a sea full of people that take the lazy route of being terrible.
Yeah.
You get to help bring. It gives me hope, and then you get to give the future hope, because they're going to be running this thing one day.
Yeah. So I guess we'll rewind a little bit, and so what brought you into and what made you want to start Top? Well, first of all, let me ask you, what is Top Prospect Athletic Agency?
Ooh, good question. I wasn't ready for that. Really is it's a place where we are trying to create life skills through team participation, and just trying to create good people. We're trying to give them skills inside the fence and outside the fence. So when we first started, it was a bunch of rec kids. So like essentially a bunch of kids coming from recreational baseball, moving over, had never really gone to the next level. And I think in the sense, most sports, or baseball for sure, is a lot like life. You can do everything right and it's still going to hit you in the mouth. So with that being said, like, we were created to essentially fill any void from coach to player, maybe, in the sense that, being a part of something bigger than yourself does so much for so many people. When you have so many people involved, like the great parents and the great families that we do, it fills so many. It just does so much, from motivation to reason why, creation to just why am I going to do more? Why am I going to be better? And to be honest with you, it's as simple as this. I surround myself with people that make me hold myself to a higher standard. And that's essentially all it is. And if anybody has any other reason for that, or if thinks that for any other reason, it's just not true. It's just not. I need this. I need these kids around me. I need these families around me. And that's not a selfish thing. It's saying that I'm very blessed. I'm very fortunate. God has given me so many people in such a short amount of time, right when I needed it. And it's very emotional. It's very real, and this community has let us in. So I really just, Top Prospects is a family. It's a group of people trying to do something bigger than themselves, bigger for their kids, bigger for their players, and bigger for the community. And essentially, our goal is with the athletes as a coach, right? Let me step back from, as a coach and as a director, we want to give kids skills that help better prepare them for when they transfer into high school. College scout or a professional scout doesn't look at how you play when they first show up to watch a kid. They look at how they talk to their parents. They look at how they warm up. They look at how they walk on the field. They look at how they carry themselves. And those are the first things that we want to teach these guys before we teach them anything about sports, because you have to have that briefcase before you can go pick up your luggage, And it's the end of the day, we just want to give these guys toolboxes to carry with them for the rest of their life,
Yeah, that makes sense. I watched yesterday, different sport, but kind of the same, along the same tracks.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce, best tight end, in the in the NFL right now.
100%.
They were talking about how he was a real wild kiddo in college, and would drink and do wild stuff off the field. Was a beast on the field, but still they sent him home packing from his college gig because he didn't know how to act off the field.
100%.
And then was given a second chance by the coach, came back on, and slipped to, I think, the third or the fourth round in the NFL draft. Was called upon by Andy Reid, but he said when he answered the phone, Andy Reid was like, which Kelce am I getting? Am I getting, the one before or the one after? And he was like, are you going to fuck this up? Are you going to fuck this up? This opportunity that you got? And it kind of lays testament to what you were saying, that, you can ball out on the field, but they care about, potential baggage that you might bring, or if you're going to show up to practice drunk, or if you're going to show up to practice late, or if you're going to show up at all.
It's infectious.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it is, definitely. And so that's good, man. And I honestly believe in that 100%, because if you can't be a good son, if you can't be a good friend, if you can't, clean up your room or all of that shit, how are you going to go and perform on the baseball field or any other field or any other court?
Yeah, if you don't show up for yourself.
Yeah.
Right? And if you don't show up for yourself, you can't show up for anybody else. And if you can't show up for anybody else, that's exactly what being a part of a team is. So it's I genuinely, I was, my dad wasn't around, and so that abandonment in the trials and tribulations and the amount of times that I had to fail created this thing inside of me that I honestly feel like it's what drives me to be like, guys, I don't want you to fail as many times as me. And if you don't have to, just listen. And I told my guys the other day, I said, even when you get tired of me, and even when you're worn out, and even when you might want to take a break from me, even if you leave, I'll be here forever, like a loyal Labrador rolling that ball at your feet if you're ready to play.
Yeah.
And I mean that. Like I am a kid ready to play.
Yeah.
And I'll be here to teach you whatever I got, and I'll tell you all the mistakes I've made, and when I get old enough,
Yeah.
But we'll keep it age appropriate. But
Yeah.
At the same time, I am a man of failure. I'm a man of mistakes. I'm a man of at the same time, I'm a man of growth and vulnerability, and I don't shield that from these boys, because we're in a generation right now where mental health is a big crisis in America, and right now, I don't tell my players not to cry, but any of that stuff. We need to be vocal about how we feel,
Yeah.
But I agree. If you bring infectious behavior, if I can't. If it's bigger than me, so to speak, it's tough, man.
Yeah.
It really is tough, because you want to help them all, then from there, when you can't help the player, you reach out to the parents, and then, it just depends where you're met from there,
Yeah, one of the things that I recognize attending y'all's practice is that everyone's put on like an equal field, as far as you don't allow any bullying or any taunting of any sort of any athlete that is below anyone else's skill level. And for me, that's kind of big, because not everyone is on the same level, and you have guys there that are looking to pursue a college or maybe further career. You have kiddos that are out there just to have fun, or just to be social, make friends, or whatever the case may be. And I feel like you guys do a good job of no bashing, no nothing, and you have some of the more experienced players, helping out some of the ones that are just getting there, like my boys, and
great boys, brother.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate it. And putting them to coach them, which I feel like they might take more from it, because it's like, oh well, this is a kid that's my age, and I can connect with him, and he's showing me how to swing, or how to catch, or whatever the case may be. So I really enjoyed seeing that over there. Yeah.
My dad, when he was in my life, he used to watch. He used to listen to this guy on tape called Zig Ziglar.
Mm-hmm.
And Zig Ziglar used to have this quote, and this is what I preach to those guys: never underestimate the power of influence you have on other people. And so we teach that to these guys, hopefully, that My younger boy played for all these other teams where he didn't have to step up and be a leader. He could just go out and play to the best of his abilities. And I think the great part of it now is so many of these guys that, maybe ahead of the curve are having to stretch themselves as far as character-wise. And I think it's great. And if you ever underestimate, there's so many eyes on you. And so many times we don't realize it, and that's what goes back to saying, keeping them around me with their eyes on me reminds me of that every day.
Yeah. So what made you want to start Top Prospect?
Actually, I've been coaching sports for about 12 years. I've been coaching before I had children, and I loved coaching. I always loved working with youth. I worked for a company called, it was an AmeriCorps program, and I worked for a charter school, and I worked with at-risk youth on the east side of Austin. Since from 2009 to about late 2000 or early 2011, and I was teaching them job skills and stuff like that, and I really fell in love with it. It just kind of, it kept, I don't know what it was. I think I've always been a big kid, so working around them and having that energy is just irreplaceable sometimes. We get old and we get callous and we get numb and we get mundane and we get routine. I just never been that guy for routine.
Yeah, you become an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never. And then I've coached this team on the YMCA years ago, in late 2011. Like I said, just before my boys were old enough to play sports, and I ended up moving to Kyle anyway, and I started it there one time with there's a pitching coach here in the area named Michael Rocha, and it was just an idea essentially, and I was in Kyle, and it was, I don't know if I said that already, it was an idea of I can't afford to play select baseball. And so what we did...
Does it tend to be expensive?
Very. Put it this way, I won't drop organization names, but
okay.
For certain organizations this year, flyer-wise, it's been up to $1,400 to $1,600 for the fall. And then you transfer into the spring, it's about $2,300, and that's standard. $2,300 for the season. That's without uniform packages, right? So you pay $224 to $250 for uniform packages, and then you transfer in to pay your dues, which, it's understandable. It really is.
And that covers uniforms, travel costs,
insurance.
Okay.
Yeah, insurance for the team is one of the biggest costs that we're enduring right now, because we're going into the spring. We definitely, one thing that benefits us is fundraising. Mm-hmm. A lot of organizations don't fundraise. Mainly because they just have so many teams, so much going on, and really, man, there's certain baseball organizations that have become very pyramid schemey, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. If it works, if you like it, fine. That's it's working. It's a business model, and that's fine. But that's not why we're here. We literally wanted to make sure that we didn't have to turn anybody away for monetary reasons. So at the end of the day, I read an article that was done by Virginia Institute, something like that, somewhere, and I was flipping through my phone, one day, and it was talking about soccer, but it was talking about how many talented, intelligent, wonderful, blooming young people are getting turned away from select travel sports because of the monetary aspect of it. And in a sense, select and travel sports, or at least in baseball, are swallowing the recreational side of things because everyone's wanting to go to the, it just sounds intriguing, I guess, enticing to go play select or travel. So there's a lot of people wanting, so you're losing a lot of depth in the recreational organizations as far as rosters and players signing up. So you're losing a lot of kids that just can't afford to make that jump. So they're not getting that next level of coaching, or they're not getting that next push, or not getting surrounded with the right organization or people or players or whatever it is to really bloom into what they win. So there's so many. They said it's becoming this new epidemic as far as student athletes, and it's heartbreaking, bro.
What's the difference between a select team and a like the Little League that we have here in town that gets together? What is it, during the summer? Or
no, spring and fall.
Spring and fall?
Yeah.
Over there at the Little League field.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
great people.
What's the difference?
So travel ball, we're so different. You want me to compare recreational to what traditional travel ball? Because we're just not your traditional travel ball. So I could be so traditional travel ball. So if You were gonna go to a team and let's go.
Well, like the little league they have here, because they have their own like in city teams, right? Like they're all the teams are put together from people that are in the city, right? And they get together on like Saturdays,
yeah,
right?
Saturday, man. Yeah, I think Tuesday, maybe twice a week. I don't know if it's Tuesday and it ends up on a Saturday, but they essentially it's just everybody comes into recreational. You sign your daughter or son or player up to play. They get divided amongst teams. I don't know if there's a draft. It's been a long time since I've coached there or in a recreational organization, but they divide teams, right? So each team at the very least should probably have 9 kids. 9 kids fills a baseball field. So, and then divide them in 9s, right? I think if there's all these stipulations, you come in, if you're a coach and your son, so your son plays with you, if your son has a friend, it's all different everywhere. So that's essentially all it is. It's just divided, it's just kind of like a lottery. And then I think what select is, it's a parent, hopefully a player that's made a decision to want to play that level of baseball, and they go and they're like, all right, I work my butt off. Here's a fat check. Son, don't screw it up kind of mentality, which is not, obviously how I view it, but essentially that's what it is a lot. And you have a lot of parents that live vicariously, and then you got a lot of parents that genuinely care and want them to turn that corner. I think it's all innocent, it's all fun, and what a beautiful thing to watch your kid play. I think one thing I lost that I was just telling my son how much I love watching him play. So I think the difference is right now really nothing, other than the lottery of kids just gets put up into random teams. I don't think there's a big difference between recreational and select ball. There may be a higher caliber of player, or like I don't want to say higher caliber. I want to say a more practiced, a more polished, just because they've decided to do it year round, where you have fall and spring. You have that in the same aspect for select, but a lot of select baseball players literally polish year-round for baseball. They'll go play flag here and there. They'll go play at the YMCA basketball. But really, there's no time they take off, right? Yeah, they're playing basketball at the Y, but they're in the garage hitting off a tee. They're fielding ground balls in the backyard with dad, knowing that the next season's coming up in a couple months. And so, to be honest with you, man, I'll be fully transparent. I do miss the nostalgia of when rec had the golden days, and you could have so many kids join an organization and play and have really competitive games. And now it's tough, man, because it's so pick dry. You really don't have a choice except to go play travel ball right now. And travel ball is the wrong term. It's we play locally. We all of our tournaments have been in San Marcos this year because it's growing so fast. But yeah. It's interesting. I do think that, the kids who are just trying to find the love of the game, go play rec for sure, because you're going to love the game and find your love, or come to us and come find the love of the game, because we'll instill you and we'll show you why we love it and stuff like that. So.
And y'all do what ages do y'all do?
Every age, from 8U all the way up to 16.
And I'm so like baseball and like all of this shit. Like I told you, man. And you guys too, don't give me a hard time, or you can just make sure you leave it in the comments. But so the U, after you have 10U, 12U, and all, what does the U stand for?
Under.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm glad I asked, because I thought it meant up.
No,
12 and up.
12 and up. 12 and up. Yeah. So 35 and up is So it's like 10U. So in select you have 8U, 9U, 10U, 11. You have. They start as early as 6-4 even in San Antonio. I'd sell some tournaments. These guys playing T-ball select, but it's 6U, 7U, and I think in recreational it goes by 2 years, so it's like 10U, 12U, 14U. So that is a big difference in the two. Is you can play year to year, so you can play in select you can play 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, as opposed to rec it's 8, 10, 12, 14. And also there's different classifications for the way you play. You have 10U AA, which is like say if I were to start a 10-year-old 10 and under team, and I were to go out my first year, we would register as a 10U AA team, and we would play other AA teams, and that's usually based off either new start teams that have not a high win column, and so you'll go play against teams in your caliber. Now, if you start dominating that section of AA, you win a couple, maybe 2 or 3 tournaments. The organization that you're playing for, whether it's Perfect Game, USSSA, 5-tool, they'll give you the bump. You'll get a shout. I think in 5-tool it's Division 1, 2, 3, but they'll give you a bump, and you'll have to move up and play AAA. So you have to play against guys that are at your level, and you keep getting the bumps, and it's AAA majors, and so on and so forth. So it's intricate. It sounds difficult, but it's not. I think it's. Just love the game at the end of the day, man.
I'm shaking my head, but my mind is scrambled right now.
Bro, it's such a demon. It's this stuff. It's so fun, but that's why I do this side. I do this side of it. At the end of the day, none of these kids know any of this, right?
Yeah.
They know very little.
Yeah.
We put them. The thing that's in the forefront is the love of the game. We teach you the game, and little to most, some of them know what competition we're putting them in front of. We're just getting them ready for it without telling them, and doing that. We're putting the love first,
Yeah. What's the response been here in town since you started Top Prospect?
Good. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna do it without the community. Everything's been fantastic. Everyone's gotten behind us. I've had really, maybe I'm naive, but I just I've had so much positive support from. I mean, I'm telling you, man, this organization has the greatest families I've come across in a very long time, and maybe that's just because I came from a shoddy family background. But man, this is the closest thing I've had to a family probably in my entire life, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I tell them that they know me for getting sappy. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys being my family. Right? They're like, there he goes again. But I really do mean it. As far as everything else, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been good. Yeah.
Fall in love with the process. Become absolutely
Obsessed.
What's behind that?
Fall in love with the process. A lot of people want to win. They want to be successful. They fall in love with the idea of being successful. They fall in love with the idea of winning. They fall in love with the idea of being a superhero.
With the goal, right? They fall in love with the goal.
Like the end result.
Yeah.
Right? But they don't fall in love with the process it takes to get there.
Yeah.
So I really believe that we teach all the players, that's our thing, fall in love with the process and be absolutely obsessed. Yeah, it's the process is the hard work. And if you can somehow over time, and it's chiseling, right? You've got to teach yourself to fall in love with those, because there's flatline days where it's not rewarding, but you get up and you do it, for the highs of the gratification that you feel for pushing yourself, and it only comes from here. So yeah, and then falling in love with the process is literally something that took me into my 30s to really appreciate and do myself.
I'm still trying to fall in love with the process at work, man, but I just can't. I can't get into it. Yeah,
you and half America.
Yeah, I'm in love with the goal, which is my paycheck at the end of every 2 weeks. So I'm trying there.
It'll be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I kept repeating that to the kiddos, man, because it's something that I like, and I kind of heard of something along the lines that's similar, and I keep it in mind, on my runs and all that stuff.
Yeah. Little Goggins on the run,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A pimp named Slipback, one of our loyal viewers, asking if that's Austin. The new Austin on the left. No, this ain't Austin. Yeah. Austin's off on a fishing trip.
I'm Martindale.
How's it like growing up in Martindale, man?
Oh, skipping rocks.
Yeah.
Wading your feet in what you thought was a creek, but it was cow field runoff. Getting hit in the head with rocks, baling hay, raising goats.
You seem like a country boy.
Yeah, for sure. I think I was in denial for a very long time. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, we were out there at the practice that one that we went to, and there was some moms out there and stuff, and they were really welcoming, man. Hey, this is y'all's first time out here. Is that your kid? This is my just real friendly. You know what I mean? Which I really enjoy.
I'm so happy to hear that. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, chatting with other parents and stuff like that. So it's been going good.
Yeah,
great?
Yeah. It's going great. We're gearing up. Let's go. We're gearing up for next week we have a developmental team right now, and excuse me, we have a developmental team, and we have a team that just competes at a different classification, right? As far as when you go to tournaments, and so our developmental team plays next week. And I don't really say developmental team because we have a lot of our guys from that other classification come down and help these guys, kind of be mentors. Like I said, don't underestimate the power of influence. So they come down and help these guys. They're playing next weekend in San Antonio. We've already won one tournament, took second in another, and within the first 5 weeks operation with these guys coming together. So blue team plays in San Antonio next weekend. Then our red team travels to Dallas to play in the Turf World State Championship World Series, a 5-tool World Series. So we're gearing up, man. I'm super excited because these guys have never. It's kind of cool,
Yeah.
At the end of the day, walk into a hotel with your squad and you can't replace those.
Hey, I'm here to check in.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here to dominate.
That's badass, man.
Yeah.
Have y'all faced any pushback, like from the community? Any sort of pushback or anything like that? Don't mean to call anyone out, but
No. Can I? I want to make sure that I do this.
Yeah.
I want to promote a.
Yeah.
I want to promote something. No, we haven't pushed back. I get it, man. So it's a small community. So at the end of the day, you really got to be protective of outsiders and people's intent and what they're doing and why they're here and what their intentions are. Man, like I said, at the end of the day, my job is to prepare guys for when they get to the high school here. And they got some great coaches, great staff, good athletic director. I love this community. Like I said, we're doing a 3-on-3 tournament coming up, and I had a phone call to me just saying, hey, why are you doing it after 2 weeks of ours? And I said, well, it's just literally just a break in our baseball schedule, and we had done the 7-on-7 tournament.
Yeah, football.
And so a parent had said, hey, why don't you do basketball? And that's why we did it. But I'm not even worried at the end of the day, like as far as like about our fundraiser, or it's not even really a fundraiser. We're just trying to get the kids off the couch and in the community. Like that's not even really what it is. I mean, I'd rather make the event happen with nobody having an entry fee, just to see the community come out and put the controllers down.
Yeah.
But can I?
Yeah.
Can I make a promotional drop? Hey, everybody, I just want to do a drop real quick for the community for Lockhart ISD. Show off your hooping skills and support our Lady Lions basketball team at the first annual Lady Lions 3-on-3 community basketball tournament. Register by emailing elizabeth.harris@lockhart.txed.net. October 21st, 2023 at 8 a.m. in Gym 1 at Lockhart High School. It's a four-person team registration with a $100 registration fee and a 3-point contest for $10. That's pretty fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the proceeds go to the Lady Lions basketball team. Please reach out to Coach Elizabeth Harris and get registered today. I think the Lockhart Junior High too is having a mattress sale.
Oh,
no, it's not is it mattress or the $20 discount card?
Yeah.
Too. Yeah. So look it up. Go to your local Facebook page.
Yeah.
Be a part of all that stuff, man. I have nothing to promote for us today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be participating in because my daughter does. She's on the JV team, so I'll be participating in the 3-on-3.
We play in Dallas that same weekend. Otherwise, I'd have 6 teams and
play.
Yeah. So that's the only thing that sucks is we totally would have registered and played, but literally, we've been registered for this tournament for like 2 months. About 2 months.
Which one's where's that at?
Dallas.
Oh, in Dallas.
Yeah, it's the state championship.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna be out. We're gonna be gone. But if any of you top prospect people are out there and you want to go break some ankles, register today.
Sure, man. And then you have the 3-on-3 also that you guys are putting on.
Yeah. 3-on-3. What is it? November 4th and 5th. We're just the 4th. No, it's the 5th. It's Sunday, November the 5th. 3-on-3 youth basketball tournament. It's just we'll promote it on Facebook. Look us up. Go to the top prospect page. I want to promote Lockhart ISD today.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right, I got you.
Yeah.
Well, it's my show, so I'll fuck
Hey, okay, don't hit me.
I'll be at both, man. I'll be at both. I think it's cool, man. Yeah, I got my 3 boys. We're gonna. I was excited to see that one because I can put the 3 in there and I'm gonna coach them. I'll be making my coaching debut. So
there you go. You go. You need a clipboard. You need a Phil Jackson mustache.
Triangle offense. I'm gonna have to get a glue on or something like that.
That's right,
dude.
Please do.
Yeah, man. I've been wanting. just my boys are involved in some select basketball. Getting into football and stuff like that. And man, I love sports, dude. And they play outside, and they play against each other a lot of the times. And I'm out there. My coaching style is a little Tony Knight-ish.
I like Bobby Knight.
Bob Knight. Yeah,
throwing
Bob
chairs
Knight.
at the kids.
Yeah.
And stuff. Yeah.
Tony Knight was my 7th grade. He was he was the freshman basketball coach. Shout out to him.
As long as none of them spree well you and come to the net. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know
but yeah,
Carl?
Bobby Knight, man. Yeah, I got that chair in hand ready.
Yeah.
But dude, I'm just like, dude, I don't know, man. I have I don't know, man. I
think it's a parent. It's a parent thing. It's not the coach.
Yeah.
It's, I'm being a parent. I want you to be successful. I want you to be.
I make sure like I get mad and stuff like that, but I make sure like at the end to be like, hey man, like I just want you to like pay attention and do what I want you to do, and I'm trying to better you. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like in the end, yeah.
They'll remember it, bro.
Yeah.
I watched that documentary on. People are gonna hate me for this. That Jake Paul documentary that came out on Netflix. Did you watch it?
Kind of look like him.
That's me.
The problem child.
But they were talking about. He was talking about how they had this kind of love and hate, resentment about their parents, but just for pushing them, but they wouldn't be where they are without it. Man, I get it, man. Yeah. I get it. Yeah.
What like did you start coaching like younger athletes? Like
I did. You want to tell your own funny story?
Yeah.
First team I ever coached with, and this before I had kids, went to the YMCA on the east side. I've always had to stay busy. I'm just one of those guys, action freeze the mind type guys. So I go to the east side. This is Montopolis, YMCA, baby, you saw it. And so we had to go over there, and I took a team on, and it was co-ed, so I had 10-year-old boys and girls. And first practice, we get together. I'm working with these kids, and I have one of my female friends that had worked with me we're at the charter school. I was like, come over and kind of teach these girls post skills. She was like a D3, power forward or whatever. And I'm like, oh God, we're in trouble. We're gonna get hammered this whole season, right? And so we had this giant soccer field, and there's a picket fence that runs all the way down these soccer fields. Well, mid conversation, he's like, I got this player, right? And I'm telling you, like, here he is, and I'm looking over his shoulder to the right. Well, I see a motion, and I see a couple pickets move out of this fence. Right, and I'm talking about it's just 200 yards away, but I see him moving. I don't know, it catches my eye, and this kid comes up, boom. And I see him stand up, and he just starts running right to us. And he's running through the field, through the soccer field. There's nobody in the soccer field, running straight to us. And he's just telling me, dude, this kid, he's amazing. He can really play basketball. He's kind of had a rough upbringing. He's just looking for a male figure, and I think that's really what's going to happen. And you're just doing. I think you can really do this, right? And as he's talking to me, he just keeps talking. This kid just keeps getting closer and closer and closer, right? Eventually, this kid comes up and taps that guy on the back. He's like, oh, here he is, right? Look at this kid, man. Oh my God, that kid could hoop, bro. That was the first time I ever felt bad. I started running ISO offense with a 10-year-old team. But that was the first time I ever coached. And, man, I didn't know what I was doing. I was 22 years old. Coaching 10-year-olds without a kid in the world. But at that moment, I knew I didn't know. I felt for the first time what it's like to have something that meant more than my life. Maybe a part of someone's life, something that meant more than what my life meant at that point.
Yeah, man, it's crazy because, like, honestly, like, I would kind of wonder, like, what made you guys and, like, a lot of other coaches, want to do what y'all do, but I get the sense, like, if you just, like, pull one kid off the streets and get him into doing something that's positive, then like it makes it all worth it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And I started connecting with some really great guys once my kiddos started playing like select basketball, and I met Coach Chris. Also, well, I know 2 Coach Chris's now, and the fabulous guys. Just putting in work into the community, to be blunt about it, and it feels good, man, just being around these guys and taking the kiddos, on the weekend. Keeps me, like we were talking about earlier, keeps me a little disciplined, for myself. You got to get up early and stuff like that, so you don't want to do anything stupid, the night before and stuff. But it's really good, man, for the community and stuff. And as we've been doing this podcast, we're about to be doing it for 5 years next week or so. that it's kind of just where we've found ourselves is.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate
it. It's a big milestone, man. That's a big milestone.
Yeah, it is, man. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it's a big. It's big, man. Just like doing stuff for the community, man. Like I would love to, make it big and then just get back to the community, man, and do all this shit.
That's what you're doing, man.
Yeah.
You've had me on here, twice, and I think you've had me at 2 different points of my life. And it's amazing. So I think what you're doing is amazing. I said that before we even fired these microphones up. I'm like, you're the voice of the community. You're media mediator, right?
Yeah.
That's what media is, right? And I think it's amazing what you guys have done here. You have other podcasts that cover, you have a lot of podcasts that cover sports and stuff. What you guys is very unique, It's very niche and it's very awesome, and it's a cult-like following creation that you have. You know what I mean? Which is awesome. Like,
it's crazy, dude.
It's nuts, man.
It's
and like it's the, bro. I've been here almost a year, right? But I tune in every time it's on.
Yeah.
Right? And she's like, what are you listening to? I'm like, listening to James and Austin. Right? yeah, all the time. And I shoot it to the TV, to the big TV, and I'm like, these guys are in my living room. But it feels great because I feel like you guys are in my living room. I can relax. And lately I've been trying to book in my days. You know what I mean? Like, right, book in my, coach for this long amount of time. You have all these uncontrollable variables in your day. But at the end of the day, I could take my shoes off and that uniform's off, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's other podcasts, a few others, noteworthy ones here in town. But I like to think of us as the we're a little bit unfiltered, so we're kind of like. I feel like the other guys are kind of like, oh, we can't say a certain amount of things, or we can't really express our opinions on how we feel, and that's where we come in. Yeah, we're kind of like
say something terrible.
Yeah, well, we're like, fuck these motherfuckers, or fuck SA veterans Memorial. They didn't deserve to fucking win that game. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say that. I'm just
I have to sit here like this. Look, I didn't.
Yeah, so some stuff like that. But
I respect you guys, man.
Yeah, man, I've been wanting to, or I just had the idea recently of starting maybe a weekend, weekly wrap up of Lion sports. That awesome. Go on here in town.
I love it.
I know the Sarge, shout out to Lion Pride Sports Broadcast, does they do a Lion Pride podcast on, I think, on Sundays. So I know they cover football talk and stuff like that. I'm not sure if they cover as far as other sports and stuff. But
us, man.
A top prospect.
Yeah, can you drop up? We'll tell you our tournament wrap up.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah. Hey,
I'm dead serious.
Yeah, we're always down.
Yeah.
We're always down to do that.
We're trying to get ranked in the top 10 in the state, and then hopefully the nation. So that's the overall goal. But I think what you're talking about right now would be amazing.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Yeah, might need to look into that most definitely. Just a reminder, if you're tuning in, just hit the like button, comment, let us know where you're watching from. Really helps us out a lot. Why would anybody choose Top Prospect over anything else?
Well, we'll get the obvious out of the way. I was just saying monetary reasons. It's very affordable. We're unbeatable. There's nobody that can touch us. But on top of that is not. That's just the obvious. I think the main thing is that we really care about these kids. There's no questioning that. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's the main reason is, right before we started this podcast, 30 minutes before you got here, I'm giving a lesson in my front yard, for absolutely nothing. This is just my time, and because a kid wants to play the game and a kid wants to be better, and it's hard for me to turn that away. And I think the great thing about that is I share that with 3 other coaches, and what makes this also great is that we have a whole bunch of families that when you join, like you said, it makes you feel welcome. Like a lot of select organizations that I joined with my son randomly, it was very, it felt stiff. And man, we're just a family ready to welcome somebody else in, and it's infectious, man. And we have bigger things in mind besides just your son or daughter or whoever being a great athlete. We just want them to be great people. You know what I mean?
Son, daughter, or whoever. What do you mean? There's only 2 genders, right? I'm just kidding. Hey, it's dark side. It's dark side.
It's dark side. I'll let him be dark.
Kidding. Jokes.
I'm just gonna sit.
Jokes.
Good. Jokes and jokes.
Yeah. Which it kind of surprised me because I took my son to one practice, and man, it was hard watching him swing the bat because, dude, I'm pretty sure they had swung a bat, but they I don't think they've ever
More
played
like
baseball.
swung a stick, probably.
yeah. So it's kind of hard.
I hit
and I
my
was
sister
like,
with a stick before.
yeah. I had to explain to him. I was like, dude, well, I mean, you know, the more you do it, the more you're gonna get better and stuff. And so y'all were having the family versus the players game the next day.
Oh, yeah.
And so I dropped them off because they wanted to go check out what it's about. Yeah, and he was like, hey, I played. And I was like, oh, really? Like, I didn't expect him to play. Yeah. I wanted him to just go check out and get a feel for the game and see if it's something that he really wanted to do.
How's he feeling right now?
Yeah, he I know he wants to do it, but he like
won't pull up in front of the car with bells and the house and bells and whistles.
Yeah.
Well, get out!
Get your ass out of here. Yeah.
I will. You think I'm playing too?
Yeah.
I'm that guy. I pick how many kids we pick up in the first. We're first getting started. The first 3 weeks we picked up. I had a long day at work. Okay, fine. We're coming to your house to pick up your son, and we're bringing him to the baseball. Yeah. Whatever you need, we're bringing them. To make it happen. So, like I said, man, it's the beautiful thing about it is I've lived in L.A. I've lived in Austin. I've lived in Mexico, and it's just
really
yeah. And so this is just amazing.
So you know Spanish?
Un poquito. What? Is that not right?
Perfect.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, you pass.
Try.
Yeah, Spanish 4, you pass. That's good,
Spanish
man.
Cuatro, okay?
Yeah, that's good.
Trying.
So I got the tournament coming up. Is that y'all's next big one in Dallas?
Yeah, Dallas. We're gearing up. That's it. And we're going to travel, and it'll be fun, man. It's hard to replace that bonding experience with guys, and because guys and gals. And then, when you get to high school, you travel a lot,
Yeah.
But I think, if the first thing you do when you get to high school and you travel, it's the first time you ever travel with a team, it's kind of a shock, right? You see a lot of guys lose focus and stuff. So hopefully, like I said, we can acclimate these players to have the experiences they need to be at the maturity level they need to be at when they get to these great high school coaches here in the community.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Damn, I had another question slip my mind.
Yeah.
Being a horrible host.
No, now you're doing great. Actually, I was worried. I was like, should I write questions or what do I do? I'm like, I'm so glad I didn't manufacture this interview.
Dude, I used to like keep a notepad. I mean, for our regular shows, man, like I'll have like random thoughts through the day, and I'll kind of just jot them down because I mean that's kind of what our podcast is.
What if your mid-interview, like right every time before you thought of a new topic, your segue was just like your eyes rolling back in your head. Hey, and by the way,
I might need to start doing that shit.
And you just kind of hit the back of your head.
Yeah,
right.
Be like a that's so Raven moment.
That's so James. Right?
Yeah, that's funny. That's the second that's so Raven. What do you call it? Mention that we've had on the show.
Is it?
Consecutive weeks, yeah. One of my friends, I was telling one of my friends at work that my kiddos are getting involved in baseball, and he told me he played baseball growing up all through school. It's his sport of preference, and he told me it was expensive. It was very expensive as far as gear and all that. Is that true? Gloves, bats, cleats.
I think as much as anything else, I think football's more expensive. Yeah, you have to buy helmets. You have to buy pads. Football helmets are upwards of $500. There's no piece of equipment for any baseball player that's $500 right now that you need to have. So no, I think it's very affordable. I think all the players on my team, have been able to keep it. I think for their players, pants, jerseys, gloves, bats included, have been able to keep it under that one price. You know what I mean? If you wanted to, yeah. So no, I don't. I think that's not true. I think, I honestly think there's a lot of people that are upset with us. I'm getting some pushback from some other areas, from Driftwood and Dripping Springs. I'll say that. So
why is that?
They're just upset that we're making it so affordable to be able to come and play for us.
Why? What does that do to them? Obviously, takes athletes away from them.
Well, it also breaks the mold and breaks the cookie cutter system. Like, these parents have paid this amount of money for so long that they think that they have to continue to do that. And we're showing people, no, we're being very transparent. This is the price for this. This is the price for this. And this is the price for this. And we're showing it to them. And so we are therefore growing very rapidly because of the transparency and the honesty. And so, we're not out here trying to benefit off of any of it.
Yeah.
We're literally trying to get the bare minimum bottom line to be able to make it happen. That's it. I have a regular job like everybody else. All of my coaches have regular jobs like we are volunteers. We do not get paid to coach.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's I'm not saying anything's wrong with their system, but we're doing it out of the goodness of our hearts and not our wallets. That's all.
Yeah. Isn't it good too also to have, more options for the community, to like, it's just better in general to have more options. Like you're not pushing them towards, one way or the other,
No, yeah.
especially if it's cost affordable for, low income families or people that aren't, in the position to necessarily put their kiddos into, a program that they want, whether it be because they work late and they want somewhere where their kids are going to be,
cool with it, bring them on.
Yeah, not causing trouble or anything like that.
We have scholarships. We have kids that have come on, and all we ask was if there's an issue with you having to buy a jersey or a hat, or for your tournament fee for the weekend. Because like say we go to play in a tournament, the tournament fee's $200. Okay, well, we'll take the $200, and if we take 11 kids to that tournament, we've had the $200 11 ways, and we just reach out to the parents, and they're like, okay, what's 11, 200 divided by 11, that's what we need for the weekend. And then we'll either preface or follow that with, if there's anybody who's having an issue with that, please just be vocal. We'll find a way to make it work. Right, so there's no man left out. There's no man left behind, and every kid, every wonderful soul, and every young soul, that ambition-filled soul, dream-filled heart. Gosh, dude, I don't even want to think about shutting people like that down.
Yeah,
It breaks my
it's
heart.
hard to, huh? Yeah,
it's awful.
That's good, man. So if someone wants to go about inquiring information about Top Prospect, how do they go about that?
Right off the bat, we're going to keep it real old school. You can text me at 830-350-2860. Once again, that's 830-350-2860. Or you can look us up on Facebook, Top Prospects Athletic Agency. Shoot us a direct message. Or if you see me out in public, I'm usually running at 5:45, anywhere between 5:45 and 8:45, depending on how the morning's going. If you see me, honk at me, roll your window down, holler at me, throw something at me. I'd be glad to stop and talk to you. I just really want people to know, if they have any preconceived notions about what we do and who we are, man, just reach out and come talk to us. Give us a shot. Come out. At the end of the day, we're growing rapidly for a reason. We have so many people believing in us for a reason, and it's because when the moves you make are genuine and they're for genuine cause and genuine reason, there's no need for explanation,
Yeah, there you go, man. I got a nice graphic designer.
Who's it? Wait,
you're talking about this? No, I'm just saying y'all's graphics that y'all come out.
You like it?
Yeah.
I don't know who does that. Who's that? Oh, that's Gregory Jefferson. No. It's probably me half the time. You know that, right?
Yeah.
You messing with me? Yeah, it's probably me or Lisa Flynn. Lisa Flynn makes some stuff, and then Paisley Dixon. She makes some stuff for us. Like I said, I shout out Perla. I don't want to get anybody mad. Or like, you didn't shout me out on the podcast. All these parents that I've been. I'm telling you, man. But let me tell you this, dude. Like, yeah, it's a community. We have a baseball team, and I'm director or whatever. But dude, we have so many people that create so many opportunities and do so much stuff for this organization. Like, it's not me. I'm sitting here putting myself in face of y'all and crucify me. That's it. And I'm working my tail off and coaching the heck out of these kids and telling them about all the mistakes I made and how not to make them. But there's so many more facets besides me.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Veering off topic a little bit also. It's crazy, like you saying, trying to help the youth out and telling them about your mistakes while at the same time you're trying to save them a couple years. You know what I'm saying? Or probably like, if I could keep the kiddos from making the same mistakes that I did, they'd probably save like 10 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's kind of like the cycle that we go through. Because I remember like my mom trying to be like, "Oh, don't do this, don't do that," and other people as well. But us as humans, man, we're kind of just like, we have to learn on our own. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But now that we're the adults and stuff, you have to put forth the effort. To keep the kiddos away from all of that stuff.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, well said. I think it's we're parents trying to figure out with kids who are trying to figure it out, right? Yeah. And I think it's the beautiful thing about life.
Yeah.
I tell you, when I know exactly what's going to happen the next day, I must be miserable, right? Because I know I'm wrong. Because I have to be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to be wrong.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I think the 1 minute that happens, you stop growing and you stop expanding, you stop leafing, you stop providing shade and all those other things. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, you got to remain a constant sponge, man. I don't think you ever stop learning. You could be 100 years old, still learning.
Bro, I think that's why people live so long, is because they have that mind frame. You know?
Yeah, for sure. All right, Chase. Anything else, man, you want to add?
I guess I'll finish with this. Lockhart, I love you to death. You've saved my life. You've made me better. You've made me great. Let me return the favor any way I can, whether it's you bringing your players, your children, yourself, anything around me, anything I can do for you, just reach out to me. All I want to do is better people's lives. It helps me be a better person. James, I appreciate you.
Oh, yeah.
All you people around me who've believed in me, y'all are the closest thing I've had to family my entire life. So shout out to this wonderful city, this wonderful community. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And please just give me a shot. That's
awesome,
it.
man. All right, Chase. Looking forward to having you on in the future, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, man. All right. Top Prospect Athletic Agency. Y'all make sure to go hit them up. Hit up Chase. Talk to Chase. Get your kids right. All right. We out of here.
All right.
All right. Peace.
Later, man.